Hey, what's up guys? In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the Beast Wars Reissue Maximal K-9. But before we get started, if you haven't yet already done so, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss another awesome review. Now, as I said, if you watched my previous video of the Predacon retracts, I found this guy when I was just browsing my local Toys R Us, and I totally did not expect this or any of the other reissues to be there because, first of all, they were a Walmart reissue. I did see some of them over at GameStop, but I never once saw them at Toys R Us, so it really just caught me off guard. But so with that out of the way, let's take a nice look at this packaging here. We do see we get the classic Beast Wars packaging, kind of red in the back, the eye in the background. We do see Deluxe Maximal K-9, German Shepherd becomes Guard Robot. And here with missile launcher and shield, the old Kenner logo. Nice kind of artwork there, Maximal K-9 on the top. And on the back, we do see kind of the instructions here, which is pretty typical for these old vintage figures. We do see Maximal K-9, just a little description for him, if you want to pause. And we get the stats here as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the packaging. So let's cut this guy open and see what he has to offer. And here we have Maximal K-9 out of the packaging. Taking a closer look at this figure, we can see we actually got some nice painting just all along the figure here. We got kind of the black fading into the yellow kind of down here. Now this guy, again, on the packaging, he's supposed to be a German Shepherd, which, I mean, looks fairly like it. It does resemble a wolf as well. Now, of course, the other figure that is identical to this is Wolfang, which I do have as well. I'll be taking a look at that pretty soon. But again, it's the exact same figure. The only difference is paint. So German Shepherd, Wolf looks fairly similar. We do have a nice bushy curly tail, kind of nice doggy looking face, gritting the teeth. And of course on the bottom, just a bunch of robot kibble, but that's to be expected of a figure that was released in the 90s. Now in terms of articulation, the only articulation you're really going to get is just in the legs. These are on ball joints, you can kind of move them around. You can kind of pose these kind of hind legs, just the bottoms of the legs a little bit as well. And technically you can rotate the tail slightly, but that's mostly for transformation. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this figure in beast mode. So a quick comparison, I just have Cheetor in beast mode. You can see fairly similar, slightly bigger than Cheetor, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, getting into the transformation, I do want to say this figure is actually really good for its age. For something that was released around 30 years ago, the transformation is actually pretty involved, and there's actually a lot of stuff going on. That just makes this figure very enjoyable for its price point and its age. So the first thing we're going to do is we're actually just going to unpeg these front legs from this part right here, and same on the other side. And just kind of get these arms folded down here, out of the way. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to take these front kind of shoulder panels and just pop them off to the side and flip them down on the other side. Next, what I like to do is just kind of split the dog head just like that, and we'll reveal the alien head in there as well. Just kind of get those out to the side. And then you're also going to take these arms and fold the shoulders out just like that. And I like to kind of fold these dog legs down just for some extra clearance. And here, what we could do is take this whole backpack section and just pop that right off. It will become the shield. And then we can also pop this tail section right out. It will become the gun. And basically from here, we're going to take these side skirts, flip them out, which will allow you to collapse this kind of waist part. And then for the legs, all we're going to do is take this back piece and fold this all the way out. And we can kind of fold, oops, that was not supposed to happen. We can see that's a big ball joint there. Make sure that goes back. We're going to flip the dog leg onto the robot back leg, and then we're also going to flip the foot out and flip the heel down. And there is one leg done. We're going to do the same on the other side. Just make sure it doesn't pop off. Flip that all the way down and flip the dog leg down. And then flip the foot forward, flip the heel back. And that is pretty much it. We can take this wolf head dog head, and try to flip it around so that it faces down like that. And then same on the other side. Flip that piece around. There's not a lot of clearance here, which is a little annoying. And just like that. And make sure everything's all out of the way. And there we have K-9 in his robot mode. And yeah, actually very nice looking. We do see blue on the chest, on the arms. We do have beast mode kibble just hanging off the arms here, and the dog head just split in half as the shoulders. We do see we have these missiles here, which actually do store very nicely on his belly. You can just push these right out, and you can actually plug this into the tail as a gun, which is really, really cool. Here on the bottom, we do see nice robot detailing on the inside, black feet, and as well on the back. It's quite hollow in the back of the legs, but that's for transformation. There's not much to do about that. We do have some nice molded detailing as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this figure. Now, of course, this figure does come with an alien mask, which you can see here. Nice kind of yellow spiky face with lots of front teeth and red eyes. But we can flip this up to reveal the normal robot mode head, as they would call it. And just look at that chin. Reminds me of the Crimson Chin. What show was it? The Fairly Odd Parents, I think? Now, getting into articulation, the head is on a ball joint, so it can look side to side, a little bit of wiggle up and down. The shoulder pads are on ball joints, and they're also on, you can see hinges there, so you can kind of manipulate them as you would like. And just to get them out of the way, the shoulders are on ball joints here. Now, for transformation, he does have a butterfly joint, which is really nice. These little dog arms are on ball joints as well, but of course, it's meaningless to pose them there. We do have a bicep rotation here, which is very nice. A single bend at the elbow, no wrist articulation. There is no waist articulation based on how this transforms. The waist skirts are on hinges, so you can move those out as well. As we saw from the back, these are on ball joints, so there's quite a bit of mobility here. And they can bend back, bend forward. And of course, the knees can just bend all the way back and all the way forward. And the feet, you can move that a little bit as well, but it does look a little weird when you have that big gap. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And this joint seems to be very loose, which of course at this time and age, mold degradation is a thing for figures this old, but we can manage. So let's take a look at some of this guy's accessories. So first thing we have is the back here of the dog, which doubles as a shield. We're just going to take this peg, push it out this way, and make sure it folds up as high as it'll go. And there is a peg. We can just put that onto one of the hands. And here we have a shield for him. And here is the tail, which we do see we got some nice detailing, molded detailing here. And we're just going to take this blue peg, fold it out, and this will become a gun. Now for the projectile, as I mentioned earlier, it is basically just these things in his chest. You take one of these, push it out, and get some nice detailing on this as well. He's going to take this, plug this in here, and there is a spring, so it does shoot, but it is quite weak compared to the springs that we had from before, because kids now, apparently they're shooting their eyes out, so this is what we're left with. And what you could do is take this blue peg and peg this into this other hand, and here we have K-9 all armored up with his weak hips. So yeah, there is that. Now moving him off to the side, let's do a quick comparison. And here we have the Beast Wars reissue of Optimus Primal. As you can see, there's quite a bit of a size difference. This is what I believe is a Mega class, I think, back in the day. And yeah, so Deluxe and Mega, still bigger than most of the figures that we have now. And this figure is actually quite fun to transform and mess around with, almost on the same level as this guy here. Much better than Retracts, which we reviewed in a previous video. So that's it for comparisons. So final thoughts on Maximal K-9 reissue. Like I said, this figure is actually quite good, even by today's standards, for something that was released back 30 years ago. The articulation is actually really, really good. The accessories are okay. Painting and all that stuff is okay. Design, not too bad. But I think it's just the articulation, the overall fun that you actually have with this guy that really, for me, makes it really worthwhile to pay $36 for. So yeah, that's my final verdict on Maximal K-9 Beast Wars reissue. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to let me know by hitting that thumbs up button. And until next time, guys, take care. Bye.